Hello from Sydney. How are you all going? Having such a great time over here, and just right here at the city, you can see the opera house right there. Look at that! Isn't that amazing? Well, just a thought that I wanted to share. In the book of Luke, chapter 22:36, we read about Jesus asking his disciples to get a sword. And in times Jesus asks us to do some of the most unusual things, but later on we read later on that when the gods came to catch Jesus, Peter took up sword and cut the ear of the servant of the high priest, and so all of a sudden Jesus said, "Those who live by the sword shall die by the sword." And it's amazing that Jesus asked his disciples to get a sword, but yet when they used it, he rebuked them. And it's amazing how when God tells us to do step one, we think we need to do step two. And I'm also reminded of in Exodus 17, verse 5 and 6, where um, Moses strikes the rock and water comes. And then in Numbers 20, verse 8, when God tells Moses to speak to the rock, he strikes it again. It's it's interesting how we can be so used to sometimes the voice of God that we misinterpret what the Lord is saying. And I'm reminded of the times in 1 Samuel 28 and in 1 Samuel 30 when it says David constantly inquired of the Lord. He kept asking of the Lord. And I believe that even though sometimes we can be a Christian for the last 20 years, it doesn't matter because the voice of God is it's unique, and we have to learn to wait on his voice. There's an anointing when you wait on his voice. And I wanna leave you with that thought that you need to wait on God. Bless you from Sydney.